Wait, folks, how's it all going? Welcome back. And oh man, the best innovative new grill for 2020. Folks, the Masterbuilt Gravity Series, in my opinion, that is the most innovative new grill on the market for 2020. This thing does what we had always hoped that our pellet grills would do. This thing does, and wherever I'm sorry, but this does what you wanted your smoke fire to do. This does low and slow, 160, I've proved it. This does hot and fast, 700, and it gets up to 700 in like less than 15 minutes. This thing is absolutely amazing. So we're gonna go through this, do a quick tutorial of this, and then I've got some questions that you asked me about 4 days ago, and we're gonna go through this. And folks, I'm serious when I say I think this is the best grill on the market for your money for 2020. All right, the best way to show you how this works is just by looking at, sorry about the dirty fingernail that I was cleaning the grill. So you put your charcoal in this chimney here, you start a fire in it down there, and then you have a fan that's controlled by a PID controller. PID, it's a digital fan which blows and then circulates that heat through a firebox, which is stainless steel. There's a grease tray underneath, and then you have 3 racks. It comes with 2 racks, so if you want 3 racks, you got to buy the other ones. And that's how it cooks your meat. And then if you want to sear, it's got cast iron on the bottom. And folks, Tom Horseman on YouTube. If you want to watch all my other videos I've done on this, I've done low and slow, I've done hot and fast. And you did pizza on it. This thing is, like I said, this thing does everything. It truly is that one grill that can do it all. So let's take a little closer look. All right, so there's the charcoal tube right there. That's where the charcoal goes in. That's where your ashes are right there, and that's where you light it. We'll show you a little bit more, and then you're wondering what those 2 gray things are. Those are blades you pull up. The one on the bottom is your fresh air intake. The one on the top is what allows the heat to go into the grill section. If you're wondering, does it come in blue? No, I painted it. The front shelf, no, I put that on there. I like to do modifications. There's the controller. It has 4 temp probes. Someone asked the question, can you use it? Because it only comes with 1 temp probe, which really Masterbuilt. If you're going to get 4 outlets, at least give 2 probes. But that's not a big deal. Does it use other ones? So I put one of my ones from one of my camp chefs in there. It does work, but it's giving a funny reading. So the plugs are a little bit different. So folks, I'm thinking that it doesn't. If you want to look what the inside looks like, so there it is. There's 560 square inches of cooking space on there, and you can see we got cast iron on the bottom. And then I did go ahead and buy the extra grates. It comes with 2 warming grates. You can see they're separated here. There's 2 for each side. So if you're wondering how much can you cook on this, easily 6 full racks of ribs, not a problem. You could probably get probably get 4 butts on here, I'm thinking. But it's just an awesome cooker. And I'll tell you what, I'll go in a little bit more detail coming up next. All right, so where does the charcoal go? The charcoal goes in right here, folks. And got a light shining in there so you can see. You can put a full bag of charcoal in there. And that's the burn grate down there. And that's what burns it. And you can see there's a lot of stuff on the inside. You get some creosote build up on there. That's absolutely normal for this grill. In fact, to seal things up a little bit more, I like to put a piece of tin foil on the top here, and that just seals it off a little bit better. The switch there, what that does is when you open this up, it creates a chimney, so they shut the fans off. So this is like a safety device. There's one here, there's one on the grill lid, and there's one on the ash door. And that just shuts the fan off so that you're not, like I said, if you left this open, it would be like all your charcoal would start on fire. All right, so that's your grate right there, and here's your ash pan right there. The ashes fall right out, and then you just dump them out. It gets relatively warm down here to the point where you could put a piece of wood down here and give yourself some extra smoke. I've done that, and it actually does work. And some people actually put a grate, like a expanded metal, across here, and then set some smoking wood up in there, and you can also mix chunks of wood in with the charcoal. Now, that's where you start it, and I'm using one of these. They call for tumbleweeds to be used, but I'm using these fire starter squares. They're cheaper and they're easier to use. You'll slide them in like that, and you take a match or a torch. I use a torch and light it. Now let's see what this looks like. And that's where things get burned. That's where this is your burn grate. So this is what the charcoal burns on. Now I did add these little wire metals in here, the stainless steel off of a grill grate, and what that does is just keeps the gaps in here are almost big enough where a piece of charcoal can fall through. So I think, that's something that I believe Masterbuilt needs to improve on. But like I said, I put these in there and there's no welding. That's just friction fits in there nice and tight. And that'll keep keep from having an issue. You can also take a piece of of expanded metal and put it up there. But I'm gonna try this and see how it works. That goes in right like that. Let's keep going. All right, the grates are off and you're looking at the inside of the grill. Now I have not done hardly any cleaning on the inside of this since I've gotten it. And I've done low and slow, hot and fast in here. And you gotta do some maintenance. There is grease dropping down. You can see it drops down, it'll hit this and it'll go down. There's a grease tray down below. You can see where the foil is. I have foil lined it. We'll take a little closer look at that. I've had people ask, what about, some people are putting tin foil on top of this? Yeah, why not? You could. What I really like about it is that, like with a pellet grill, how you got to vacuum out the ash. Everybody says after every other cook. I always did it after every cook. There's no ash here. The ash all drops into that bucket. Makes it a lot easier. Now this thing is removable, and I've only taken it out once, so it's there's a way of doing it here, like that. So it's got these two screws that fit into two slots, one there, and that's it. I mean, there is some ash down there, but man, that's pretty doggone clean for as much cooks I've done on it. So like I said, I'm pretty impressed with the way Masterbuilt designed the inside of this. All right, one last thing before we get into all the questions here. That's the back vent right there that you're looking at. The bigger version of this, the 1080, I believe it's called, which I think is right around 800 bucks, whereas this thing is 500. They don't have that. There's vents where the lid is right there. So I plan on doing something with that. You'll have to Tom Horseman YouTube to keep watching modifications. Right there, that's the grease drawer. That pulls out all the way. I do like that feature. That is very, very nice. It makes cleaning a lot easier. And like I said, we looked at the inside. You can access it from the inside too. So all in all, this grill has good accessibility for cleaning, which is really, really important in a barbecue grill. All right, everybody asks, where's the fan? And well, there's the fan underneath there. And if we go up here by the controller, you can see that there's an antenna. This thing has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, although I haven't even tried to use it yet. All right, there's the first question from Mike. Mike wants to know, hey Tom, 2 questions. You'll be changing out the gaskets to high heat fiberglass. Also, I know it comes with only one temp probe. Do you know if temp probe some other grills will work? Thanks, buddy, at George Avila. Thanks. So he's going to hold off for the 1050. So what he's talking about, let's take a look at what he's talking about. What Mike is talking about, he is talking about these gaskets that I showed you before. The gaskets that are up here and down on the charcoal right there. You can see they're made out of rubber. And let me open it up here, get a better look at it. So some guys are starting to do like the fiberglass high heat temp for like a wood burning stove or something like that. And I can see that there probably is going to be a reason in the future to replace that. Those screws that are on the top, you take that whole frame apart and you can get that gasket out of there. I think you can get the new gaskets from Masterbuilt. I think I'm going to use these for a while until they start failing, and then I'll go from there. I'm not so sure that those fiberglass ones are the way to do it. What was his other question here? Yeah, so Mike was asking about the probes. So I got 2 probes out here, one from the Camp Chef and one from the Masterbuilt. And you can see there is a difference. Both of these worked in there, although the Camp Chef one, even though it's like in the low 50s today, said it was 80. And the Masterbuilt one, this one, was reading the correct outside temp. So Mike, I don't think you can just go and plug. I tried another one for my Pellet Pro, and that didn't register at all. So I think the answer is you got to stick with the Masterbuilt ones. So the next one is from Jody. Jody asks, this is our pellet grill right now. Jody, if you're looking for hot and fast or in low and slow, this is the grill right here. All right, Ben in the UK. Thanks for watching, Ben. Is asking what do you think about cleaning? Now, I went through cleaning, and I showed that it's pretty simple. He's talking about Mad Horse Barbecue. Check him out on YouTube. That's my son, Brian. And I also showed the tinfoil, and I think that is a simple thing to do, and it really helps with cleaning. I don't want to show you on that here. So here's a look at one I took off. Now this is from when I had the grill as new. This is probably 6 cooks, probably a total of 20 hours. And this is just gonna get tossed out. I used both sides. And somebody had asked about if like a thin sheet of stainless steel. That's great, except you're gonna have to clean it. This, once it gets all greased up like this is, just toss it out. So I think the aluminum foil right now is a better alternative. Next one's from Zip Daddy. Hey, he says, thanks for watching. Hey, love your videos. How well does the temperature hold? I think everything's pretty accurate. As you can see, I changed out. Hang on, that brings up another question. Let's get into that right away. All right, there's a temp probe that I put in the front, and here's the one that comes with the Masterbuilt. You see, it has no numbers. That bothered me. I wanted one with numbers. This thing actually is really, really close to what the controller reads. Now, if we look at the inside here, the temp probe for the grill itself, and you can't see it, but it's underneath, right underneath here, where my finger is, it's right underneath there. And the temp probe that I installed, where are you? Right up there. It's just a matter of drilling out that hole a little bit because there's a difference. You can see the thickness of the threads coming through, and here's the thickness of the threads that was in there. So what I did is the hole was big enough on the, sorry for all this, on the outside of the grill, but remember this is double walled. So to make that inside wall thicker, I used this rotary rasp, and you could use like a multi-tool just to grind open that opening to make this one fit. And I found this, people always ask, where'd you get that? On Amazon, just type in 3 1/8 inch barbecue dial grill, the only ones that are red, white, and blue. That's the ones I got. All right, have you used lump charcoal? This is from Mike. Thanks, Mike. If you did you lose a lot through the grate and into the ash scratcher? I have not used lump charcoal, and I totally intend to use lump charcoal at some point. So far, I've just been using briquettes, and then I've been mixing in some hardwood in there, and that, you know, you saw the mod I did at the beginning of this video that shows how to make it so they don't, so much ash or so many of the briquettes won't fall through. So I think it'll be the same when you're using the lump. All right, Thomas asks about the temperature gauge, and I already went through that, so I'm actually ahead of you. Let's get to the next one. All right, so Pickles has a question. Pickles, his actual name is Charlie. Check out his YouTube channel. He's does some pretty cool stuff. He wants to know comparison to pellet grills. Charlie, I'm sorry, man. This is better than a pellet grill, in my opinion. If it's left outdoors, how well do you think it'll hold up? And I'm guessing you want to dump the charcoal out after every cook. Yeah. This is, they do sell a cover for this, but like any other grill, it's always going to be better stored inside. So whether it's underneath a lean-to and an awning, or like I do in the garage, it's going to be better in there. Any downsides you see using it outdoors in different climates? Yeah, I mean, it's obviously down south where it's a little bit more humid. Obviously, it's going to rust a little bit faster than it would be up here in the Midwest. All right, so this one is, have you considered, I can't pronounce here, I think it's Jame. Have you considered restricting the vents for improved smoke circulation? I have not. I guess you could play with the blades a little bit and see what happens. And hang on, let's take a little bit closer look at that, because I don't think I really got really in depth with the blades. Sorry about that, folks. So there they are. And I think I talked about how the bottom one is your fresh air intake, and your top one lets the heat in. They both have to be out in order to start it. So what he's asking is, what if you just took this only part of the way out, and would that restrict the flow? And I honestly, I don't know. I could play with it, but this thing generates so much smoke. I don't really see any reason to do it. It just, even at some of the higher temps, it smokes like crazy. So Casey wants to know, thanks for the question, Casey. He wants to know, is there any ash buildup on the cooking chamber? If so, have you seen any on the food? This is not like a pellet grill, so no. I haven't seen any on the food. And if you watched from the beginning, you know I showed you the inside of the grill after a whole bunch of cooks, and there was very little buildup in there. Good question, though. All right, here's the one from Mike who wanted to see about the temp gauge. I showed you that. Fred wants to know I keep them clean. I clean them after every cook, Fred. Fred, I use a product called Gel Gloss. It's like a wax and a solvent, and cleans off every dirt and then polishes it up at the same time and does a great job. But I clean after every cook, so that's why they're always so clean. Well, this guy wants to know if it's the 560 big enough. If 6 ribs 6-foot racks of rib is big enough for you, then the answer is yes. If not, then go with the 1080. All right, so Ben is asking, how is the inside of the firebox holding up due to the high temps the smoker can get? I've seen a video where one guy said his firebox chamber on the inside was deteriorating after 6 cooks. I've seen the same videos, Ben, and so far mine looks pretty decent, but I do intend to do some sort of liner down there, because I think you're right. I think there is an issue with these. In fact, Masterbuilt calls the firebox a part of the grill that has to be replaced, but they say only like every 4 to 6 years. I don't know what they're basing that on, but there's some guys that are selling stainless steel liners. I'm gonna try and make one myself just because. All right, along with that question, it had a lot of responses. Yeah, me too. There's a concern. I've seen a video where a guy had rust on the damper after 3 cooks. To me, they aren't built to last. I haven't seen that on the dampers. Those blades are stainless steel, so I don't know why there'd be rust on there. Let's see. Looking forward to your answer on this. I think I just gave it to you. Like I said, time will tell. I think you guys are right. Here's someone who says it's just more Chinese junk. If you're wondering where it's made, I don't know for a fact that it's made in China, but yeah, I'm like 99% sure that it is. Next question. All right, last question was about the burn grate and the charcoal falling through. And you see I did a mod on there, and I just took an old warming rack that I had and cut the stainless steel bars out of there and then fitted them in there. They're just friction fit. I bent them so they go over the top and then underneath on the bottom side, and that way you don't have to weld it or anything. And we'll see how this holds up over time. Probably the best one would be to use expanded metal. I've got a little piece here. I need a bigger piece. The only thing to remember when you're buying like expanded metal, sometimes from places like Home Depot, they have the stuff they sell there a lot of times is galvanized. It's got a coating on it, so stay away from that, because when that galvanized treating gets hot, it releases a gas that would not be good to eat. So yeah, if you get stainless steel, that'd be great. If not, just regular old expanded metal. Cut it to fit, and that'll be perfect. All right, folks. Thanks for playing along and watching. I think I answered a lot of your questions. If you got more, leave them in the comments, and I'll give you an answer on it. Is this the real deal? This is the real deal, folks. It truly is. This is low and slow, hot and fast, and it's $500. Now compare it to, let's just compare it to, let's go to the Camp Chef Woodwind with the sear box on it. That can do everything this thing can do. Right there, that's $1,000. This is $500. Is it going to last as long as that Camp Chef? You know what? A lot of it is how you take care of it. I think that there's some room for some things to be done better. Obviously, I haven't gotten deep into that firebox yet, but I am going to be. But right now, out of the box, this thing works awesome. It really does. This is, in my opinion, the best new grill on the market for 2020, hands down. Hope you enjoyed this, folks. Thumbs up. Please subscribe. Leave a comment. And as always, you know what? I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much.